Good morning, YouTube. Good morning, Mimi126. How you guys doing this morning? Happy Saturday. Guys, do me a favor, because you know I lost my headphones. If you can hear me, please hit the number 1 just to let me know that you could hear me in case I have to turn up my microphone. Good morning, Jasmine. Okay, thank you, Jasmine. I hope you guys are going to have a wonderful weekend. We just got past the stresses of Christmas. We're heading on into our new year. Good morning, Tanya. Good morning to Process. And I wanted to give us a little, some positive affirmations, talk about some positive things that we could ponder on, especially as women, as we go into this new year, talk about some healing energy. Good morning, Vibe J. I haven't did one of my spirituality / metaphysical, videos in a while, and I felt like it was needed, especially because we're going into the new year. Um, you know, New stresses are going to be upon us every day, online, offline. We've got crazy things that we have to deal with as women. We have a lot of things blocking our divine feminine energy. And that's kind of what I want to talk about today. I want to give you guys, some options or some ideas, something to ponder on, as it pertains to healing our womb, uterus trauma, And so I just want to start off. I wanted to start off. Thank you. I wanted to start off with some relaxing, you know, stress relief, meditation type music. Because when we can calm our spirits, we are able to open ourselves up, to certain types of information. And that's why I wanted to start. Thank you, due process. That's why I wanted to start this video off with this healing music. I found this music on YouTube. It's not anything that I composed. It's actually royalty free. Copyright relaxation music. I think it's beautiful. You know what I mean? A lot of people use this type of music for like ASMR. Like I said, relaxation, meditation, that sort of thing. And so I found it. I thought it was really nice, and I was like, hey, it's copyright free. Let me share it, And so with you guys, and so yeah, that's kind of what I want to do. So we've got a couple of people in here. Good morning, Ronnie Q, Vonda TV. And so I want to, play this little music before we get started, and so just to give you guys, you know, little positive vibes, coming for us this Saturday morning. So anyway, I'm gonna cut the music off, and we're gonna get started. I'm not gonna hold you guys too long. Like I said, I just wanted to, you know, share some things with you as it pertains to our divine feminine energy, and in particular our uterus. Okay, so just hold on a minute. Let me stop this music. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Maybe I'll play it as an outro as well. I use it for my intro, and maybe I'll use it for the outro as well, right? Because I hope you guys will like this video and share this video. And if you haven't already, I hope that you will subscribe to my channel. And this is kind of something different coming from me. I haven't done this sort of thing in a long time. So that's what we're gonna do. Anyway, let's get into it. Okay. Wow, it was really relaxing, right? I really kind of want to set a tone, because of what we're going to talk about today. Like I said, I took some, I wrote down some of my thoughts, because I didn't want to be all over the place, and I didn't want to, good morning, Wonder Woman. I didn't want everything to go left. You know what I mean? Because so many times, especially when we're on the internet, you have so many things coming at you, that me in particular, I can go all over the place. And if you are one of my porch watchers or one of my subscribers, you know that I can go from 0 to 60 in a minute, right? So I figured if I play a little, give myself a little relaxation aura around me, some of that positive energy, I won't stray off and go all over the place. Okay. Now, also, before I get started, just let me say that there is a, theme. I know that's right, due process. Because you go all over, right? Go from 0 to 60. Child, let me tell you. And so, anyway, so I am hearing over these YouTube streets, and in particular in this sector, there's a word that's being passed around. Um, they went from talking about women's empowerment to, one of the female content creators that she's gone from women's empowerment. She says she's going to rename it or, rephrase it, and she's going to call it, healing empowerment. Do you see what I'm saying? So healing empowerment is a great thing. Woman empowerment is a great thing. We all know that I am, for woman's empowerment, healing empowerment, whatever you want to call it. But I am for more than just, talking about it in name only, or, you know, uh, you know, uh, lashing out at people, under the guise of a certain thing. You know what I mean? I like to be proactive, especially as it pertains to our womanhood. Do you see what I'm saying? So before this thing, grows legs any further, do you see what I'm saying? I want to, give us some tools, some actual tools, as opposed to just saying, I'm going to speak on women's empowerment. I'm going to speak on, women's empowerment in one breath, and on the other side of your neck, the only thing you're doing is shouting out obscenities, and you're using it as a tool against the men. You know what I mean? So I want to actually, discuss, you know, uh, healing energy, healing the divine feminine empowerment. Do you see what I'm saying? And because I wanted to actually give us some tools, as opposed to using that term so loosely, using that term only to beat it over the head of whoever it is that you're into it with at any given time. Do you see what I'm saying? And so I want to share some of those things with you guys, and what I wanted to talk about today in particular, and then just let me say this. This is just me on the side, right? If you are one of my porch watchers, you know that a lot of the things that I say, sometimes particularly coming from out of the mouth of, those content creators like to regurgitate, what you say. They like to take that to their channel and make it seem like it's their own because they're unoriginal. Do you see what I'm saying? I want you guys to, just pay attention and listen, to where it's coming from. They say imitation is the highest form of flattery, and I agree, that's cool, but can you give your girl a shout out every once in a while? Do you see what I'm saying? Because we all know that especially, I know, right, due process, in particular, one female content creator that loves to regurgitate my information, and she never gives me a shout out. Okay, I'm like, but that's cool. But I just want you porch watchers to know that I know. And I am glad to know that, you porch watchers like due process know where the information is coming from. Okay. And so, yeah. You saw the porch light on. She's powered for it. Good morning. Also, everybody do process. She's powered for it. If I had to say that. Anyway, I had to preface that conversation because you're going to probably hear this information regurgitated on the other platform in this sector. We all know who I'm talking about, But how you going to heal if you ain't right within? Okay. How you gonna win if you ain't right within? And that's what our sister Erica Badu sung to us, right? A very long time ago. How you gonna win if you ain't right within? How are you gonna heal the broken if you are broken yourself? Do you see what I'm saying? So when you embark on such an important mission as to healing empowerment or women empowerment, you actually want to speak on, some things that can heal. You actually want to do that as opposed to, spout off, meaningless name calling and, very elementary reads or whatever. You actually want to help the women heal. Give them some tools in which they can start to heal. And that is what I want to do today. I'm moving forward. Okay. And we're going to talk about, like I said, we're going to talk about womb trauma. We're going to talk about Lauren Hill. Sorry, I thought it was Erica Badu. Lauren Hill. Okay. Thank you, due process. Thank you for correcting me, girl. All right. And so, yeah, like I said, I want to talk about healing womb trauma, uh, quote unquote. Oh, absolutely, due process. No, honey, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Honey, don't have me around here, sounding all crazy because I don't know, who sung the song. You know what I mean? Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with a little bit, little positive correction, child. Okay, because I am a student forever. Okay, never a teacher, always a student. All right. And so, anyway, like I said, we're going to talk about, you know, some things that we could do to start healing or either and or dealing with, should I say, womb trauma, uterus trauma. Do you see what I'm saying? We have a lot of trauma as women that we never deal with. Thank you, Natasha. And good morning, by the way. That we never deal with. We don't even know. Some of us don't even realize that we have this type of trauma going on. And if you don't know that you have womb trauma or uterus trauma, how are you going to deal with it? Maybe you've never heard of it before. Do you see what I'm saying? And that's why I want to share, this information with you guys this morning, because a lot of us have never heard of womb trauma or uterus trauma. Okay. And today we're going to talk about that in a spiritual, slash metaphysical sense, if you will, because we know that the best way to deal with any type of trauma is to, undergo therapy. And just let me say, but today we're not going to talk about therapy. We're going to talk about, like I said, spiritual and metaphysical, spiritual and metaphysical practices that we can do. Because, a lot of us honestly don't have health insurance. We don't have time to go sit on the couch. We don't have time, or money to undergo years and years of therapy. We just don't have time, or we don't have money. A lot of people in this country in particular don't even have health insurance. Do you see what I'm saying? So therapy is always the best practice as far as I'm concerned when it comes to dealing with therapy. But alongside therapy, one of my, the best practice is spiritual slash metaphysical, type healing as well. So I'm going to give you guys a couple of pointers when it comes to the spiritual and metaphysical side of things that you can do on your own. Trusting a therapist. I'm glad you said that, due process. That is excellent. That is an excellent comment, actually, because it goes into what we're talking about today. Trust is an issue that all women have on some level, whether you know it or not. Do you see what I'm saying? Vibe J said, I believe you got to heal yourself before you can try to heal someone else. You need to help. Yes, girl. Yes, girl. Don't be jumping the gun on me now, girl. But you are absolutely right, Vibes J. You are absolutely right. So I'm going to stop reading for a minute, okay, guys? Because, like I said, I want to get this information out to you, and then we will come back and reflect upon it. If you have any questions along the way, just put them in the comment section. You know what I mean? And I'll try to deal with them. Might not get to them all, but I'll try. It just depends on how far I got to scroll up. Okay, but feel free to drop your comment in. But I want to get this information out. Okay, guys, and okay, like I said, we're gonna talk about healing and dealing with womb trauma, uterus trauma, right? Because and also, let me preface this with saying that there is no time limit on healing. But I also want to say that you can heal. It is possible, through your divine feminine energy. It is possible to heal, but there is no time limit on healing. You know what I mean? But you have to know and acknowledge that you have trauma in order to begin the process of healing. And thank you, Wonder Woman. You have to even know that you have this type of trauma. So there are many types of trauma. Uterus trauma is a trauma that a lot of women don't discuss for a lot of reasons. Do you see what I'm saying? And we know that the uterus, because a lot of women, a lot of us really don't like to talk about this sort of thing. We don't like to talk about our uterus, something that we were born with, you know what I mean? But we don't want to speak on it, for a whole lot of reasons, right? And so the uterus, biologically, we know that the uterus is a muscle. Were it not a muscle, we couldn't, birth our babies. You have to have some strong uterine walls, honey, to birth them babies, right? So the uterus is a muscle, you know, and sometimes the uterus can, incur types of violent muscle memories for a whole lot of reasons. So let's talk about, and because the uterus is a muscle, it holds memories. Okay, it is all of our muscles and all of our bodies. We hold memories. Say you catch a Charlie horse in your leg, okay, and you can't believe you caught this. Your muscle in your leg is going to remember that type of trauma, and you're going to tense up immediately after the first time you catch that muscle in your leg. You know what's coming, so you immediately get up, start walking around, start trying to shake it off, trying to get. You don't want to relive that trauma. Your muscle, your leg muscle, doesn't want to relive that trauma. Do you see what I'm saying? And it's the same thing, like I said, for your uterus, because your uterus is a muscle and it can hold violent muscle memories. Okay. And those violent muscle memories are what we want to begin to heal from and deal with. We want to deal with those traumatic muscle memories, those uterus muscle memories, so that we can heal from them. Okay. And I'm going to give you a couple of suggestions. But before that, the first thing I want to talk about are some of the things that could cause us women to have violent muscle memories or violent womb trauma memories. Okay. Okay. So, first thing I want to talk about is we have all sorts of, like I said, violent uterus muscle memories. One of those things is molestation, child molestation. That is a violent uterine muscle memory. Okay, not only is it a violent muscle memory, but it is also a emotional memory. Okay, and you can manifest a lot of things if you don't deal with that sort of thing. So, a violent muscle memory could be molestation, like I said. Moreover, child molestation, some kind of violent assault like rape. You can even have a violent muscle memory from a hard childbirth. Do you see what I'm saying? Childbirth. The old people used to say, when you're going through childbirth, you're walking through. It feels like you're passing through the gates of hell. That's how violent it can be. Childbirth can be. A lot of women undergo hard childbirths. You're what do you call it? Dry birth or things of that nature, miscarriages. Abortion, that is a violent muscle memory. Even things like prostitution and promiscuity, those are all violent muscle memories. These are just some of the things that our womb undergoes, and it is traumatizing to our womb, not only mentally but physically, because like I said, the uterus is a muscle. Okay, so say for a fit, let's talk about before we go on to the healing. Let's talk about some after effects, that stem from things like molestation or some kind of sexual assault like rape, be it date rape. You could have a sexual assault occur to you even when you're married. Do you see what I'm saying? All these thoughts and things are violent memories, and they have to be dealt with, because if they are not dealt with, they could cause you to, emotionally shut down. They can cause you to emotionally shut down. They can cause you to become promiscuous, okay, to distrust. When you distrust everything and everybody, and because you haven't dealt with that type of trauma, you become very distrustful of not only people of your own sex, but the opposite sex. You become distrustful of everybody. Do you see what I'm saying? Um, you can form a you can start to form a hate for men. Do you see what I'm An unhealthy hate or disdain when it comes to men. You can and why do you do that? Especially in the case of, just let me say, in the case of molestation, especially if it happened to you as a child. And I want to stop right here and talk about the trauma, the uterus trauma, when that stems from child molestation. I want to talk about that because more oftentimes than not, you have undergone this type of trauma because it happened. The person that victimized you was a person that you trusted, or a person that you love, like a family member, a teacher, a family friend, someone from the church, anybody. That you trusted and loved, and they would go so far as to, violate your trust emotionally and physically. That is a powerful, uterine trauma. That is a powerful, violent muscle memory or wound trauma that many never deal with. And if you never deal with it, it could cause you to be, like I said, it could cause you to be distrustful. It can cause you to be emotionally shut down. It can cause you to, become a promiscuous person, because something like this happened to you in particular as a child, and you was never even you were never able to tell anybody about it. Your family members, you were never able to tell them or express to them, the trauma or what you had, to go through. So you deal with this type of trauma, this type of uterus trauma all your life. And it is a very insidious when you have to undergo this type of uterus trauma as a child, because it takes your innocence away from you, if you will, and it changes you for your whole life. But like I said, you can't heal from it. It is possible to heal from it. Okay. Now, some things that we may do, like I said, we talked about the distrust, the hate for men, the promiscuity. Promiscuity, that's a particularly vicious type of after effect when it comes to dealing with trauma, like the trauma from, like I said, molestation or rape, in particular, even prostitution or promiscuity. And you'd be like, prostitution? Yes, prostitution can sometimes stems from, a rape or a molestation. It causes you to have no sense of love of self. You have no self love, and you have no self esteem. You don't think you are, worthy of love. You don't think you are, deserving of being treated as the divine, powerful woman that you are. So what do? You re-victimize yourself via promiscuity. Do you see what I'm saying? You Because you feel undeserving, like I said, of love. These are all, just some of the things that we as women have to deal with. Do you see what I'm saying? When you have you have a miscarriage, that is a traumatic memory. That is a traumatic uterus memory, a violent muscle memory. I had a couple of miscarriages. I told you guys that I can't have children. That is a muscle memory. That is a violent, traumatic muscle memory, because that is your body, for whatever reason, self-aborting your child. So that is a violent muscle memory. Do you see what I'm saying? Abortion, we know, whether you realize it or not, abortion, just let me say, is not a form for you young women. Abortion is not a form of birth control. Okay, and it causes violent muscle memories, violent uterus memories. Whether you know it or not, and it is a choice. It is a right that you have and a choice that many women have chosen to make. But it is a violent muscle memory. Because the process is just violent. It is stripping away life from your body. You know what I mean? And so that is a violent muscle memory. Okay. So what can we do? What are some of the things? What are some of the practices that we can do to heal from this type of trauma, this type of uterus trauma? Do you see what I'm saying? You can have uterus trauma from honestly, you can have uterus trauma. Thank you, Tanya. You can have. Did you know that you can have passed down uterus trauma? Hey, Lady Tia, you can have passed down uterus trauma, especially in particular, ADOS women, women, black women, here particularly in America, because of chattel slavery, because of the trauma from slavery was so horrific that you could pass down ancestral womb or uterus trauma, and it can manifest itself. It will manifest itself as generational curses. And a lot of people don't think about that, but it is possible to pass down from generation to generation ancestral womb or uterus trauma. Women in particular, because we know that many of our ancestors, we were raped, we were sold, we were made to have babies with our own kin, and we had no control over ourselves, in particular our uterus. So you can pass down that type of trauma from one female child to the next, and it manifests itself, like I said, sometimes as generational curses. And a lot of people don't want to, that type of trauma. We really, a lot of us, a lot of people, this country even doesn't want to talk about that type of ancestral trauma, but it occurs. It occurs. And a lot of us don't even realize why we do some of the things that we do, because it's passed down generationally from womb to womb. you know. And so, okay, thank you, Lady Teal. And so, yeah, I just want to mention that real fast, especially as it pertains to, us ADOS, us black women. And so, anyway, what are some of the things, like I said, that we can begin to do, or some of the practices, that we can, you know, uh, we can start to perform in order to, in hopes of healing this type of trauma, this type of uterus trauma. Well, one thing that we can do is we can use meditation practices or affirmations. You can speak into existence by way of positive affirmations. We can speak to our very wombs. Do you see what I'm saying? You can reclaim your womb, if you will. You can reclaim your womb. You can speak to your womb positively. Give her a name. Because a lot of us, for whatever reason, are not even familiar or comfortable with, talking about or exploring our own bodies, our very own bodies. We are not comfortable with it for a whole lot of reasons. And one of those reasons is trauma, is uterus trauma. You don't know yourself. You have to get to know yourself. You have to love yourself before you can love anybody else, even your child. Do you see what I'm saying? A lot of us jump into relationships with certain types of womb trauma, and we've never healed from that uterus trauma. So we go on to have dysfunctional relationships. Even with non, we are all dysfunctional, but not not uh really, really bad dysfunctional men. I'm gonna put it that way because I'm not gonna go down that road. We have a lot of loving, caring men in this world, and you see a lot of women, push, good men, if you will, quote unquote, good men, away. Men that really love you or really want to care about you. Now, I'm not talking about the one that's wanna just wanna, you know, just do whatever and go on about their business. We ain't talking about that man. We are talking about the man that really wants to be there for you. But because we have undergone, such tremendous, womb trauma, we can't even accept that type of love. And we can't accept that type of love simply because we don't know ourselves. We have not learned to love ourselves first. As women, a lot of the time we are taught to care for everything and everybody, and ourself comes last. I've told you guys many times that you have to be selfish when it comes to you. You have to learn to love you. You can't give away all of you to something or somebody. Not even your children can you give all of you to, in particular, especially not your man, not your husband, not your anything, not your career, not your job. Never give something or someone all of you. Be selfish about some part of you. And that one thing that you can be selfish about, is we got to troll y'all, is your uterus. That is the one thing that you can be selfish about. Okay? Because that has been uniquely and divinely given to you. Let me get this troll out of here, guys. Hold on a minute. Let me see if I got them out. I'm not sure. Hold on. Okay, we got them. They're gone. All right. Sorry about that. But I saw them and I was like, okay, let me get them out of here. Anyway, we were talking about meditation, affirmations as it pertains to your uterus, learning to love yourself. And one way to do that is through affirmations. Like I say, you can reclaim your womb, but simply by affirmations, simply by speaking to your womb. You can name your womb. Do you see what I'm saying? Many women name their womb. They have a name that they give her, a pet name that they give the girl down there. Do you see what I'm saying? There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I have a pet name. I'm not going to share it with you guys, but yes, she's got a name. Okay, because she's sometimes, at certain points of time, she has a mind of her own. Okay. And we just gonna keep it real. And if you guys know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. All right. And so, but knowing that also comes along with being familiar with you, getting to know you, getting to love you. Do you see what I'm saying? And I know that she has a mind of her own sometimes. Okay. And so, but we always want to talk to her. One way, like I said, reclaiming our womb is, tell her she's beautiful. You see what I'm saying? Talk to her. Tell her she's beautiful. And I know it sounds crazy, but go with me on this. This is meditation. This is affirmation. I'm affirming to my girl down there that she's beautiful. She's worthy. Do you see what I'm saying? She is positive. She is worthy of love. She is worthy of self-love. She is worthy of self-control. She is worthy of trust. She is divine. Above anything else, she is divine. Because we have been given this divinity from the Most High Creator. So why wouldn't you speak life into her? Speak life into her. Another thing that you could do is you can, as far as meditation goes and affirmation goes, while you're speaking your affirmations to her, to your divine feminine, you want to do, you maybe can do some deep breathing, exercises, breathing in while visualizing clean energy, positive energy, breathing in positive affirmations, breathing in clean air. And when you breathe into your nose, you release all the negative energy. You release it through your mouth. You breathe in the positive. You inhale the positive. You inhale the affirmations. And as you're inhaling the positive, the clean air, the positive energy, the wonderful affirmations, the self-loving affirmations, you're expelling all the negative energy. Okay, all of the things that the world has told you, or the things that have caused you to have this violent womb trauma. You're expelling all of that energy. You're meditating it away. You're breathing it out, and you're breathing in the good. Because like I said, there's no time limit on healing, but it is possible to heal. And meditation is a powerful tool. Good morning, Jessica, that you can that you can use in your toolbox of positive affirmations. Meditation helps healing immensely. At the top of the video, I played for you guys some relaxing music, and then that can set the stage for your meditation, you know. And you can chant. Some people chant. Chant your mantras. Say it to yourself. Get you quiet, calming place. You know what I mean? And chant your mantras. Chant your while you're breathing. Chant your affirmations. Speak your affirmations. And that is just one tool, like I said, that we use healing and meditation. We can use it as a form of healing. Another thing that we can use real fast, and I'm not gonna hold you guys too long. I am talking as fast as I can. Trust me on this, okay? Another thing, another tool that we can use or we can employ, if you will, is wound cleansing. Wound cleansing. Okay, this is more of well, I guess the meditation can be metaphysical as well, right? But it can also be spiritual, you know. But another more metaphysical tool that we can use as it pertains to healing our womb, healing our uterus from trauma, is womb cleansing. Womb cleansing. What do I mean by womb cleansing or releasing or womb releasing? Okay, and this is the last thing, and I want you to you're right, Lady T. I'm getting to that. I want you guys to pay close attention to this because this right here, those affirmations and the therapy, but this is directly impacting your physical. That's why I'm calling it metaphysical, if you will, right? Womb cleansing is releasing all of the negative energy, releasing, employing methods to release, this violent, womb trauma, these violent muscle memories, if you will, because at the top of the show, remember I said that your uterus is a muscle. We all know this. Some of us might not know it, but I'm telling you, your uterus is a muscle and it has a memory. Okay, so womb cleansing, some of the things that you could do as far as wound cleansing go, actually deals with your chakras. Like I hope I didn't mess something up. Sorry, guys, got something going on with this computer, and I don't know what it is. Hold on. Got something funny on my end. Anyway, I hope you guys can still hear me because I don't know what that was that popped up on my computer. Sorry about that, guys. But anyway, another one of those methods that you could use is, like I said, wound cleansing. There are a couple of things that you could do as it pertains to wound cleansing. Cleansing does include, but it's not only, you don't only have to. A lot of people talk about healing baths and ritual baths. That is one thing that you could do, but that is not the only thing that entails when it comes to wound cleansing. There are some other things that you could use, some other tools that you can use in wound cleansing or releasing trapped negative energy when it comes to your uterus. And one of those things that you could use is a magnetized yoni egg. Hit the one if you guys have ever heard of the yoni egg or the yoni egg. They pronounce it differently. I like to call it a yoni egg. I just like the way it sounds better. Hit the one if you guys have ever heard of a yoni egg. But anyway, the yoni egg really is a type of crystal. Well, there are different types of yoni eggs. The type of yoni egg is thank you due process as it pertains to womb cleansing. They are made of earth stones. You got a lot of generic yoni eggs out there on the market, but you always want to get one when it comes to wound cleansing. You always want to get the yoni egg that is made of earth stones or magnetic crystals, if you will, magnetic stones such as what do you call it, polished volcanic rock, and these are a couple of earth stones or magnetic crystals, that are are particularly powerful because they have so much magnetic energy because they come from the earth, and it can also activate your melanin. Do you see what I'm saying? If you are a melanated woman, and these types of earth stones are particularly good for us. And if you're going to use a yoni egg, for instance, you always, like I said, want to get one that's made of some type of magnetic crystal, some type of earth stone. You got a lot of them that are some type of blown glass, or something like that. And I don't really know if that's effective. I'm sure it'll be effective, just for exercising your uterine walls, exercising your uterus muscles. If you just want to use something to exercise it, to make it stronger, make it tighter, make it firmer, you know so you could use something that doesn't involve a magnetic crystal. But if you want to use it for wound cleansing, you always want your yoni egg. Lady Tia said yes, a breathing muscle. That's why it needs air. Yeah, the basic, no scented soaps, color hand rash. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, but like I said, we want to go, beyond the bath, and hopefully by now we know what to do to how to clean our lady friend down there. We know how to keep her fresh by now. How to keep her clean. But thanks for saying it, because some of us may not know. You could use cotton underwear. A lot of the times, these women like to use something like the thong. The thongs are really cute. You don't want to wear thongs all the time, because you want to let her breathe. You know what I mean? Hey, just me. You want to wear cotton underwear sometimes to let her breathe. You don't always want to wear, your silk underwear. Since we're going there, because Lady Tia with her, we'll veer off to the side, for a minute. And also, as far as no scented soap goes, the vagina. Is a self-cleaning organism if you maintain her properly. Do you see what I'm saying? She is a self-cleaning organism. She does not need a vaginal douche other than vinegar and water. Vinegar and water is okay, but you can get these scented douches that only cause more problems because they throw off your pH balance. Do you see what I'm saying? But vinegar and water is good, or even warm water. I remember in the old days, my mama used to have that little. A lot of our moms used to have that little red bag with the white card at the end of it. You know what I mean? And that was her. That was her. Her douche bottle or whatever, if you will. A lot of us, you saw that in the old days. I did. You know what I mean? Because I'm a lot older. I haven't seen one of those bags in a very long time. I don't even know if they sell them or not. But as I got a little older, as I started my menstrual cycle, my mom bought me one, and she showed me, the amount of vinegar, and the amount of water, to dilute the vinegar, and as it pertains to a dish. Do you see what I'm saying? But like I said, those scented dishes, the flour scent, and all this and all that is going to throw off your pH balance. So thanks for mentioning that, Lady Tia, because like I said, the vagina is a self-cleaning organism, and it shouldn't have any type of foul odor, because if you have a type of foul odor coming out of your vagina, then that is a sign that there is something going on down there, something wrong going down there. Okay. And you need to go get your girl sour about, because something's going on with her. If she got some kind of foul odor, she's not supposed to have a foul odor. That's not a good thing. And Lady Tia also mentioned, of course, no colored hand rags. I mean, obviously, I thought, but maybe people don't know that. If you wear too tight, say you wear too tight jeans, you see what I'm saying? You could get a yeast infection from the ink in the jeans. So yeah, that's a good point, Lady Tia. Absolutely. Thanks for adding to the conversation. Because sometimes I assume that us women, know these things, but like you said, some of them may not. Some, especially young women, may not have their mom may not have this type of conversation with them. So yeah, it's very informative, you know. And so yeah, let's just bringing it back down to earth. Just general hygiene. General hygiene is good. Changing your underwear since we go on there on a daily basis. You know what I mean? And so yeah. Yeah. Yeah, what else did she say? Well, she was down there. Okay, due process said there is a life-changing book dealing exclusively with generational trauma titled "It Didn't Start with You, but Can End with You" by Mark Woolen. Thank you, Due Process. I had never heard of that book before. So if you guys want to read that book, Due Process says, thank you guys so much for being interactive and sharing this morning. Just me, before that, just me says, this is what my gynecologist suggested. Only vinegar and water. Yeah, absolutely. Only vinegar and water, never scented. There's nothing wrong with giving yourself a vinegar and water douche after you come off your menstrual cycle. Do you see what I'm saying? You want to feel fresh down there. You don't want to use no scent. You shouldn't have to use no scent if you don't have anything wrong down there. You won't have a foul odor. Do you see what I'm saying? But there's nothing wrong with giving your JJ a little extra cleansing, get that fresh feeling back after you go through your menstrual cycle. Do you see? Nothing wrong with that. But only vinegar and water, the scented stuff, no. It's gonna do more harm than good. Due Process said, like I said, she said there's a life-changing book dealing exclusively with generational trauma titled It Didn't Start With You, But It Can End With You by Mark Wolin or Wolin. I'm gonna have to get that book. I'm gonna have to Amazon check that book because I've never heard of it before. But thanks for the book mention. That is awesome, Due Process. Due Process also said, I cried like a baby all the way through it. Disclaimer, spit out the bones because they reference the Holocaust, okay, as examples, while, of course, avoiding the transatlantic, really, they avoided the transatlantic, they avoiding the transatlantic slave trade. And just replace it. Absolutely. Like I said at the top of the video, there are very few people that are willing to deal with the after effects of chattel slavery. Okay? There are very few books dealing with that, but there are books dealing with it, but very, very few. The trauma. We spoke about, I did a video a little while ago on Jane DeGruy and post-traumatic slave syndrome. So yeah. Our sister, our dearly departed sister, I spoke about her, the ISIS papers, a little while ago. Child, her name escapes me. I can't believe that. Child. Somebody remind me who wrote the ISIS papers. Queen Back to the Crystals. Okay, Queen Back to the Crystals. Okay. Yes, I'm sorry. Our esteemed Dr. Reverend Mother, in my opinion, Dr. Frances Chris Wilson, she wrote the ISIS papers. That is dealing with trauma, from slavery, from child slavery, and a whole lot of other things as well. Maya Angelou, if you like Maya Angelou, her poems, her are so profound, you know what I mean? And Still I Rise, there's a wonderful, wonderful book that I love to read as a child, and it was later turned into a movie. I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings. If you guys haven't ever seen that movie or heard of that book, take a look at that book. If you want to go on the religious side, as far as therapy goes, I like the Woman Thou Art Loose series from T.D. Jakes. I think that he is a better therapist than he is he's a wonderful preacher, but I think he doesn't give his therapeutic calling enough energy, in my opinion, especially as it pertains to women. T.D. Jakes, that whole Woman Thou Art Loose series, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of it. That is awesome as far as as it pertains to the religious, the Christian version of some type of healing. If you want to deal with something like that. Just thought I'd mention that. But anyway, Due Process says, somebody said, yeah, Lady Tia said, on back to the crystals. Okay, some of the other crystals that I wanted to mention are, like I said, you can use sort of crystals. I think, what is her name talks about crystals in this sector. D. Ramsey. She talks about crystals. Now, I've never listened to, really any of the videos pertaining to her when she's talking about, crystals, but I'm sure she's talking about healing crystals. I don't know if she's ever mentioned some of the healing crystals that are, that are very powerful as it comes to melanated women. And like I said, those magnetic crystals are very powerful when it comes to healing and cleansing, especially in women of color. uh Earth stones, as it pertains to the yoni egg, you always want to get some type of magnetic crystal, what I say, what did I call it, not shaved down, but polished stone, like obsidian stone. That is a very powerful magnetic crystal when it comes to melanated women. Volcanic rock, that is a very powerful earth stone, a very powerful healing stone. Is volcanic rock. It's polished volcanic rock. Okay, because it comes from deep within the earth. Do you see what I'm saying? Copper as well. That's fine. I want to charcoal. Charcoal is a powerful magnetic uh, earth stone. And I'm not talking about the charcoal, that are in briquettes that cooking out your, doing your barbecue grilling in the summertime. I'm talking about charcoal as it pertains to earth stones that is polished. These are even formed into a yoni egg. All of these are just a few magnetic crystals that can activate our chakras. Quartz, if you will. There are several. I'm just naming a few because I really don't deal with crystals. But as it pertains to the yoni egg and the womb cleansing, these are some really good suggestions. And also, as far as those charcoal is real popular right now. Those charcoal masks, they are all the rage right now. They can help relieve stress. You know what I mean? Help smooth out your face. Charcoal is powerful. It's really magnetic. It's a magnetic crystal. And those are just a few, you know what I mean? And also, as it pertains to Lady Tia said, you use charcoal soap. Do you, Lady Tia? Okay, cool, cool. Because like I said, this charcoal is all the rage right now, And I'm sure you guys have heard of there are some. I saw a video where they were using charcoal to whiten their teeth, I believe. Oh, and also, a lot of people don't mention it, but a lot of our Caribbean, our Cuban, our islanders, brothers and sisters, as it pertains to our melanin, to get our melanin popping, they use coffee beans. I don't want to say ground coffee, but actual coffee beans. You beat it up and you mix it in your shea butter, or your almond oil, or things of that nature, and you rub it on your skin. You let it set for a little while, and then you wash it off, of course, or whatever. And they use coffee beans ground up in shea butter to get that melanin popping. And so, yeah, Lady T said she used it for her teeth, and Due Process said she used it for her teeth too. But yeah, that was just on a little side note, as it pertains to our Caribbean brothers and sisters. They use coffee beans and that sort of thing. So that's what we're talking about. Charcoal. I just figured I'd throw that in there as well. So anyway, like I said, if you're going to use a crystal, as it pertains to the yoni egg and womb cleansing, you always want to get one, that is a magnetic earthstone type of material, you know. And so that is powerful when it comes to, healing our womb, and that is just one thing that I want to mention. There's so many others, but this video has almost went on for an hour. We'll just have to come back and revisit this again. And the last thing that I wanted to talk about was actually, releasing trapped negative energy in your womb. Do you see what I'm saying? How do we go about? How do you, like I said, a lot of us women, we don't even feel comfortable with getting to know ourselves. You know what I mean? Being familiar with our own bodies. That is why I mentioned naming your girl, naming your uterus, giving her a name. Becoming familiar with her, talk to her. Make her feel at home in her own body. Become one with you. And one of the ways that we could do, as well as uh releasing the negative energy. Due Process says, I didn't know about the coffee beans. I use used ground thanks for my garden for acidity. Is that right? Is that right? Due process. Yeah, like I said, a lot of our Caribbean brothers and sisters use those coffee beans and they grind them up, and like I said, they mix them with shea butter or almond oil, olive oil, coconut oil, and they rub it on their skin, and they leave it on for a few minutes. And plus, you got to wash it off or whatever, and it makes your melanin, gives you that gets your melanin popping, gives you that glow. You know what I mean? And so yeah. Anyway, like I said, the last thing, and I'm trying to keep it to an hour, right? So the last thing that I want to talk about, along with, I guess this kind of ties into spiritual bathing, if you will, or holistic or metaphysical bathing, a luxury, treat yourself. Hey, sassy friends, how you doing? Happy Saturday to you. You always want to treat yourself. In your quest for loving yourself, and familiarizing yourself with yourself, being selfish about something when it comes to you, never giving, all of you, like I said earlier, to something or somebody, not even your kids, not even your husband, not your man, not your job. Save something for you. Be selfish of set aside some time only for you. And that is how you get to know you. Do you see what I'm saying? So one of those things that we could do, as far as, like I said, releasing trapped energy and negative energy, as well as womb cleansing. We talked about that is giving ourselves a luxurious bath. A lot of us, like to treat ourselves, with a luxurious bath. A lot of us, can't afford to go to some, expensive spa. You know what I mean? And be, giving these seaweed massages and all of these types of massages. You can, give yourself a luxurious bath right there in your own home. A lot of us know this. Treat yourself. Visualize. When you're in the tub, you got your candles around the tub. I'll read that in a minute, due process. Let me get that out because we're gonna close with this. Like I said, you got your candles all around. You might have your healing crystals all around. You know what I'm saying? You showing yourself some love. You got your oils in your bath. You're just relaxing. You're taking some time for you. You're being selfish with you. Do you see what I'm saying? Never give all of you away. Save something for you. You know what I mean? Learn to love you. And like I said, one way that we can release that trapped negative energy is to, simply giving ourselves, permission to take ourselves, give ourselves, a luxurious bath, have some luxurious bath or quiet time. Yes, create a sanctuary for yourself, even if it's in your tub. You got to have some time for you. You have to get to know you. And the reason why I mentioned, a luxurious bath is because you have a lot of not a lot of negative energy, not only trapped in your womb, just trapped on your person. You've been at work all day. You don't have to deal with the kids all day. You be at work, you come home, you gotta cook, you gotta do laundry, you gotta do all this and all that while you're in the so when you give yourself a luxurious bath, you're detoxing, you're releasing all that trapped up, pent up negative energy. Okay. And one way that you can release another way, anyway, is that you could give yourself, or even your partner, if you've grown to, trust your husband or your man, that he is really there for you. He wants the better for you. You can give yourself, or he can give you a uterus massage. Do you see what I'm saying? And it's not anything, and I'm not talking about it in a, really trashy type of way. I'm talking about it as a form of therapy. Like I said, a lot of women, don't even know their own bodies. All right. You don't even know what you like. You don't even know how to make you happy, and that is a problem. Honestly speaking, it is a problem. You should know, you should get to familiarize yourself, with you. Learn how to please you so that you could, share with somebody else how to please you. Do you see what I'm saying? Because we have a lot of unfulfilled women around here, and it causes, pent up energy because you're not able to release that energy. So the best way to offset that is through, uterine massages sometimes, and like I said, you can massage your uterine yourself or with a trusted mate. Get yourself some calming candles, like I said, in the tub or in the bed. Get yourself some calming candles. Put on yourself some nice music. Maybe have you a glass of wine. Get you some massage oils in or out of the bath. You know what I mean? And get to know yourself. Massage yourself if you want to massage your uterus. Give yourself a uterine massage. You go in your circular motion or your up and down motion. Get your oils and massage your uterine. Outside of your vaginal area. And I'm keeping it clean. You know what I mean? Inside your vaginal area. You're releasing. You're building to a release. You're getting to know yourself. You're loving yourself. You're familiarizing yourself with yourself. You can't always put you can't always put your pleasure into somebody else's hands. Do you see what I'm saying? Because and then we know that always works. It's just you know it don't always work when you putting your relaxation into somebody else's hands. It don't always work. Sometimes it does. Like I said, you got your mate. You trust him. He knows how to help you release your the negative energies stemming from whatever. You know what I mean? And what if you had a hysterectomy? Well, you can still, when it comes to releasing trapped energy, and especially as it pertains to uh, the massage part of it all, you can't, ain't gonna trying to keep it clean. I'm talking about massaging the outside of your uterus along sides of your vaginal canal. Massaging your lady part with moist oils. Releasing that negative energy for yourself throughout the day. That sort of thing. I'm not talking about woo. I'm not talking about anything deeper than that. Do you see what I'm saying? A Wonder Woman. I'm not. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna have to stop right there because I gotta keep it clean, ladies. Due process is absolutely the negative energy transforms into deadly toxins. Absolutely, and you want to release that. Thank you, Lady Tia. And Lady Tia says, if you have multiple partners, it's hard to be pleased rightfully. Absolutely, and Wonder Woman is laughing. You that whole multiple partner thing. Yeah, that's yeah. But you really have to learn to love yourself and how to release your trapped energy if you got multiple of them. Okay, you really need to know how to love you if you got that going on. Do you see what I'm saying? I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. I'm just saying you got to love you enough to be able to deal with your girl down there. Okay, you always want to positively affirm your girl. All right. Due process says you can still administer self love and care and achieve healing. Absolutely. That is all a part of it. That is what I'm talking about. Releasing trapped energy. Uterine massages, wound care, wound healing. You know what I mean? Trying to get rid of some of that womb or uterus trauma. Trying to deal with it. And the reason why I mentioned the uterine massages is because of trauma. A lot of women don't even like to be touched. You will be surprised. They may go through the motion, but you know, they don't like to be touched. And part of, like, say you've been molested or raped, undergone some type of trauma like that. One thing that you can do, and your therapist will even tell you as it pertains to therapy, is you have to be comfortable with you again. You have to be comfortable with you again. If you can trust yourself enough to be comfortable with you, especially as it pertains to your womb, it will help you heal. It will help the trauma the violent muscle memory. It would ease it. It will help it to heal. But you have to not be afraid of your own self, you know. And one way that you could become familiar and unafraid um, of yourself is through uterine massages. Do you see what I'm saying? And that is the reason why I mentioned that, because you have to be comfortable with you. You got to love you. You can't be scared of you. There's nothing about you, your body, on yourself, inside and outside, that you should be afraid of. You have to but a lot of women, you will be surprised how many women are afraid of themselves. They are afraid to even touch themselves. A lot of women don't like their breasts, touched, you know, or anything else. A lot of women shut down. Hey, Brett. Hey. I hope you're having a good day too. I ain't heard from you, girl. Y'all, my Brandy girl is out of town and I'm not dealing well. But you went through that type of trauma, Lady T. Yeah, you have to, become familiar with you. You got to learn how to love you. You got to learn how to make you happy. Hey, Miss Enlightened One, how you doing? And I have please catch the replay. This is a real good video, especially as it pertains to our women. As it pertains to us. I want this video to be about us. You know what I mean? A lot of us, you won't get a lot of people looking at this video. A lot of women, they don't even want to hear about trying to heal their violent muscle memory, their uterus trauma, or they don't even want to heal, hear about it. And that's unfortunate. You know what I mean? All they want to do is, and then one thing when it comes to healing your uterus trauma or your womb trauma, people will take that trauma and they will, use it as a weapon. That's why you hear so much, vitriol, or so much, um, violence coming out of the mouths of some women. Do you see what I'm saying? You could be triggered. That's because you've been triggered, and most of the times you've been triggered from the trauma, the womb trauma that you've had to endure over your life. You've never healed from it. Do you see what I'm saying? And some of that could be the reason why you have women that have been assaulted in some kind of way, that they start to have a form of body dysmorphic disorder. They think that if they dress like a man, or look like a man, present themselves as masculine or butch, if you will, that will protect them from from their uterus being re-traumatized. That's not protecting them. That is putting a band-aid on a trauma, on a violent muscle trauma that you've never healed. And you'll see a lot of women doing that. You will see a lot of women that only want to be touched by other women. And even then, they only want to be touched in certain ways. I know you guys know what I'm talking about, but there's a lot of the times that is because of a lot of things, and one of the main things is they've never healed from violent uterus trauma. That is one of the things, that they've never healed from. They choose to identify with a man in hopes that it will protect them. If I can identify, if I can look as closely to a male as I can, maybe I won't be re-victimized, by a man. You know what I mean? Absolutely, self-hurt. We talked about self-hurt, Lady Chia, at the top of the show. We talked about promiscuity or becoming emotionally shut down, you know. And so, yeah, we talked about that, because a lot of women, when they've been traumatized, when their uterus has been traumatized, they re-victimize themselves. They hurt themselves because they feel unworthy of love. They feel unworthy of some type of even self-trust. They have low to no self-esteem. A lot of this is caused by, violent muscle memory or violent uterus trauma. And so that's why I want to do the video, guys, to just give you guys some suggestions, give you ladies something to ponder on as it pertains to, like I said, healing womb trauma, healing uterus trauma, and helps that, give you a couple of things that you could do. Like I said, just recapping: positive affirmations, meditations, getting to know yourself, taking some time, for yourself, loving yourself, getting to know your body, getting to know yourself. These are some of the things that you can do, you know, when you realize that you need to heal, when you are ready to heal, along with therapy, like I said, along with therapy, these are just some things that you could do, holistically or metaphysically or even spiritually for yourself. And I just want to share that with you guys. So I'm gonna get off of here. We've gone past the hour, you know, and I hope you guys got something. I hope you ladies got something out of this. If you're in the bushes, I hope you got something out of it. Here in the chat was very interactive. Thank you guys so much for helping me out with this. And at the end of the day, all I want you to do as a woman is learn to love yourself. You know, Love yourself. Be selfish when it comes to you, not only your body, but also your emotional self. Transform, become familiar with the divine feminine woman, divine feminine energy that you hold, that we all possess. You have to become familiar with that. And a lot of the times, a lot of people look down on women when they call themselves a queen. And we can all be our own queens. And if you are a queen, if you are truly a queen, you carry yourself as a queen. It goes without saying. You don't have to give yourself the title of a queen because it reflects, your light comes out of you. Your virtue comes out of you. Your positive energy comes out of you. You don't have to, tell everybody about it. You just are that. And that is what I guess I want to leave you with. And like I said, I hope you guys got something out of this video. It meant a lot to me to present this type of content to you guys because I haven't done it, in a long time. Let me cut my relaxing music back on, okay, for my outro, because I said that's what we're going to do, and that's what we're going to do. But I appreciate you guys for listening to me this morning. I hope you have I hope that you will enjoy, the rest of your weekend. Take some time for yourself, you know, and because, we have so many stresses coming towards us on a daily basis, so many different level of things that we have to deal with, you know, and sometimes it's just good to sit back and relax and try to transform ourselves into the highest self that we can, instead of always embracing our lower selves. We want to elevate our divine femininity as much as we can, and with practice, we can do that. We can, become our, higher self, our best, our highest form of femininity, because you got so many men, especially here online, saying women are too masculine, women are too this and that, and they don't even know the definition of masculine, because they are always trying to and they're searching for their divine feminine. You know what I mean? And they want to suck our divine feminine, right out of us. You know what I mean? Thank you, A class. But I just want to give you guys some tools, you know, in dealing with and trying to heal. Like I said, womb trauma, uterus trauma, our violent muscle memories, just, if nothing more, learn to relax and learn to love yourself, you know. So that is my hope for you. So I'm gonna get off of here. I hope you guys, like I said, enjoy the rest of your day. I love you guys. I'm gonna talk to you guys later. Don't forget to smile. Don't forget to smile at somebody. And never, ever, ever forget to love your beautiful self. I will talk to you guys later. Have a nice weekend. Bye bye. Peace.